Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's DLloyd. So it is finally happened. It is official. Bill Belichick will be joining the North Carolina Tar Heels as their next head coach after they fired Mac Brown just about a week ago. Bill Belichick has been out of football for about over a year, and now he is ready to get back. But for the first time ever, he is going to the collegiate ranks instead of a professional team. And I definitely have some opinions about this signing. Because quite frankly, I don't think it's going to be that good of a signing for either the North Carolina Tar Heels or for Bill Belichick. Belichick, 72 years old, one of, if not the greatest NFL head coach of all time. There is no taking that away from him when it comes to what he has done. I mean, the accolades, the stats, all of that is clear how good of a coach he was in the NFL. But we all know the collegiate game is different than the NFL game. And one of the main aspects that does make it different is the style of play and the type of players that you need to coach. These are not, quote unquote professionals. Nowadays, we're definitely blurring that line because they're getting paid. So I would consider them professionals just at a smaller level, but technically they're not NFL pros yet. They're 18 to 22, nowadays 24, 25-year-old kids. We get those kids now with 8 years of eligibility, but now, we're getting kids that don't have the same temperament really as a professional player, and they don't have the same discipline. They don't have the same game, I would say, as a professional. Now, a lot of these kids are very talented, but we know historically, what do people say about playing for Bill Belichick? They say, it's not fun. I'm not allowed to be myself. It is very, very strict. They do everything the Patriots way. Now, when you go try to establish a culture like that in North Carolina, I'm not saying it is impossible, right? You see, Coach Prime tries to instill his own culture at Colorado, but it's going to be tough to find a group of kids that is going to buy in to that type of environment. Now, can Bill Belichick change? Can we see a different Bill? Perhaps. That is always an option, right? Maybe something happens that I'm not quite expecting. But what we know of Bill Belichick is I don't know how good of a job his coaching experience and his coaching, skills is going to translate to the collegiate game. I just don't see him connecting with the players at the same level he did in the NFL. In the NFL, they're getting paid millions of dollars. They have a mission, they have a common goal. They're not really here to learn themselves. They're not really here to figure out how to really even get better or how to, they have class. They're going to parties. They're being kids or young adults, right? It's different. It's different. How is he going to have that temperament of handling those players? Now, I know the jokes about his girlfriend and things like that. Those are funny, but I don't think any of that really makes it where now he knows the younger group of players more. Now, when we see from the X's and O's standpoint, we know how great of a defensive coach he is. I do question his ability to adapt to the modern collegiate game because that's even more, innovative than what we see in the NFL. He's going to have to change up that defensive philosophy a little bit. We know Bill Belichick has a great defensive mind, but I think we're going to have to change some things up a little bit. Offensively, I think he's going to have to get the right coach, the right system in to kind of innovate. And we've seen that. It's not just Bill Belichick, right? We've seen that with coaches that have been there for a while. Take Nick Saban. He had to adjust a ton, right? Going to the 4-2-5, getting and adopting a more spread quarterback run heavy offense. As the game evolves and as the players change, you're going to have to change what you do around them. So are we going to see Bill Belichick be able to make those adjustments? Again, I'm not quite sure. Now, one thing that does go in his favor is he has a name. He has a name for the players that want to get to that next level, the players that want to make it to the NFL. Maybe they decide go play in North Carolina can help them, right? You have a staff, with Bill Belichick, the greatest, or well, if not one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. He can help me get to that next level because he knows what they're looking at that next level. So I definitely think that is going to be an advantage. In terms of roster management, he doesn't have to recruit like the coaches had to, say, back in 2014, 2015, 2010. Now with NIL, yes, you're still recruiting. You're still going to be, on the recruiting roles, but you have general managers now. You have NIL. You have essentially salary caps, right? Just more so budgets, but these players are professionals, pseudo professionals, right? They may not be the NFL, but they're getting paid. And now money talks where you don't have to really develop that same relationship or even develop that same amount of trust between a player and a coach. Before, I may be stuck at this program for 4 years, so I have to trust that you're going to stay here all 4 seasons, and I'm going to trust that you're going to be able to make me a better player, help me get to that next level. Now, if it doesn't work, you could leave. I could be 1 and done. I could be 2 and done. And we see now you don't have to be 1. You can just play 4 games and decide, hey, I'm entering the portal. So I do think that will help Bill Belichick a little bit. But at the end of the day, I just don't see this being a grand slam hire. Everybody, and I mean everybody, at some point, you kind of become outdated. I think we will see that with Bill Belichick. I think he's a good enough coach where he will make a solid program, but so did Mac Brown. The problem with North Carolina is they have never been able to go over that hump, right? They got to very good teams to average team. They've always been in that little range. They haven't got over that hump to, we are an elite program. We are a program that everybody needs to take seriously and try to get rid of the stigma of being a basketball school, even though the football program has done a lot better in recent years. But it looks like he may have control. We know that's one thing that he wants with that team. And I'm pretty sure North Carolina is giving him almost everything he wants. And that's why he is signing there. I don't think an NFL job is waiting for Bill Belichick. So for him, probably the next best option. And he definitely wants to coach. Now, his father was an assistant coach for 50 years in college. So he's kind of returning home there. His son, defensive coordinator at Washington. So he's not foreign to the college game and the atmosphere. I just don't know if he is going to make the adjustments needed to, and if he's going to really just incite enough players to want to come and join him. Because at the end of the day, these kids, these young players, they're going to want to have fun. They're going to want more modern, updated coaches that's going to allow them to kind of do their thing and put them in situations of how they learn football, right? They didn't learn, we're going to go under center and we're going to run this pro style offense. Even though we do see schools do that, most kids now in Little League, they're growing up with the spread offenses and the air raids and things of that nature. So we will see. We will see what happens. The good news is he's in the ACC. He doesn't have to play the SEC talent week in, week out, and that could also help a little bit as well. I mean, we just seen SMU in the ACC championship game. Was that shots fired at SMU? Probably, but we just seen them, and I don't think they're a great team. So maybe North Carolina is going to shock the world. It may shock me. I just don't think it's a great hire, but you guys let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. Are you on board with Bill Belichick in North Carolina? Do you think this could be a great partnership, or do you think it's going to be average, right down the middle of the road like I do? Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comment section below. As usual, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's DLloyd. I'm see you next time. Peace.